জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী। গোপী জন বল্লভ গিরিবর নারী। যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ যমুনা তীর বনচারী। যমুনা তীর বনচারী। জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী। গোপী জন বল্লভ গিরিবর নারী। জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে। হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে। Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We would like to welcome all the participants for this weekly association of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj. And today we are continuing the series Memories of Srila Prabhupada, Memories with Srila Prabhupada. So this is the last lecture of the series. So all the devotees can kindly hear attentively, and at the end there will be a short quiz. So all of you can participate. Hare Krishna.
Now, to go back to yesterday's thing, I'll just highlight a few incidents that I had with Srila Prabhupada. One thing was, I told you, like, I had the good fortune to travel with Srila Prabhupada to Calcutta. So one evening, Srila Prabhupada was giving darshan, and many important people came to meet Srila Prabhupada. And so then Aratik began. Then Prabhupada told everyone to go to the Aratik. So I also went. But while attending the Aratik, I felt that Aratik I can attend every day. But to be with Prabhupada is not going to be possible every day. So I decided to go back to Prabhupada's room. So in the door, as I opened the door and just stepped in, and Prabhupada asked me, "So, what do you want?" I said, "Prabhupada, I just wanted to be with you." Prabhupada said, "Sit down." And when I opened the door and saw Srila Prabhupada, I was a little shocked to see that Srila Prabhupada was counting money. The donations that people gave, Prabhupada was counting. And generally in India, you don't see the sadhus dealing with money and all. In that respect, Prabhupada mentioned that the Mayavadis, when you offer them some money, they take their hands back and say, no, we don't want any money. We don't want anything. When people give us money, we take it with our right hand, and then we stretch our left hand for some more. So that's the difference between Mayavadis and us. That, of course, I heard later on. Because our business is to use everything in Krishna's service. So Lakshmi must be used in Krishna's service. Anyway, so just the thought came like, but then I brushed the thought aside and sat down. Prabhupada, after counting the money, kept it in his drawer. Then he asked me, "So, what do you want?" So I just said, "Prabhupada, will you please give me initiation?" Prabhupada said, yes, I'll give you initiation during the Gaur Purnima in Mayapur. And then after that, as I mentioned, Prabhupada from Calcutta, he went to Bhubaneswar, and then he came to Mayapur after that. And and then the initiation took place. Brahmananda Swami was Prabhupada's secretary at that time, one of his secretary, because like Tamal Krishna Maharaj was already there as Prabhupada. He just came to be Prabhupada's secretary, and Brahmananda Maharaj was already Prabhupada's secretary. So it was between two of them, they were actually taking up the service. So Brahmananda Swami one morning came to me and told me that Prabhupada decided to give me first and second initiation together. And he told me, "Boy, you made it." And so, by a very mercifully, Srila Prabhupada gave me the initiation. Also, at that time I was serving Srila Prabhupada, so I couldn't go out and collect Guru Dakshin. I was with Srila Prabhupada the whole day. In the evening, when the devotees came, started to give the Guru Dakshin, so I felt very guilty. Oh, I didn't go out and collect. So when everyone was gone, I just told Srila Prabhupada, "Prabhupada, you gave me Diksha, but I didn't bring any Dakshina to give you." Prabhupada said, "You gave yourself. That is the best Dakshina." So I offered obeisances, praying to Srila Prabhupada, "Prabhupada, please accept me and allow me to be completely surrendered to your lotus feet." Those days I was replying Srila Prabhupada's Bengali letters and then Hindi letters. So one morning I went to Srila Prabhupada and got the letters, some letters signed by him and some letters I read out the drafts that I wrote. And Prabhupada was having a massage sitting on the roof. Harisori Prabhu was giving the massage. And so, although I finished my business, getting the letter signed and reading out the drafts that I wrote, but still I thought I'd just sit here and as much association as possible. And so I was sitting there, Prabhupada was having the massage. And then Prabhupada just started to speak. He said, "See, for so many lifetimes you have been trying to enjoy, and you are still not satisfied. So offer this life to Krishna." And then Prabhupada kept on speaking about what materialistic life is like. He gave various examples, and like how it is like a prison house of sex desire. And then he explained what the sex desire is like camels eating thorns. And he also explained it's like, anyway, so Prabhupada just spoke, and then finally Prabhupada told me, "Just offer this life to Krishna and see what happens. If nothing happens, what's the loss? It's just one life out of so many." And I got the message. Prabhupada wanted me to offer this life to Krishna. And then Prabhupada, after some time after the Gaur Purnima festival, soon after that, Prabhupada decided to go to Bombay. Giriraj Maharaj actually arranged a big festival in Bombay, in Cross Maidan in Bombay. Cross Maidan is in the center of the city, a huge park. And so Prabhupada was to go to Bombay, and Bhavananda Maharaj, one morning, he told me that, look, you have so much to do in Mayapur, so you don't go with Prabhupada, you stay here. I mean, my heart literally broke. But what to do, like he had already done so much for me, so I couldn't really decline. I just accepted, okay. But all throughout my heart, I was feeling a very heaviness in the heart. Then when I was with Srila Prabhupada, then Prabhupada asked, so aren't you coming? And I said, no, Prabhupada, Bhavananda Maharaj told that service in separation is greater than service in union. So Prabhupada said, that may be, but when your spiritual master wants you to serve him, then I think you should do that. I think I was wishing that something like that would happen, I could tell Prabhupada, but actually from my behavior or from my countenance, Prabhupada could see that. And I just ran to Bhavananda Maharaj, and I told him what Prabhupada said. I said, well, if Prabhupada said that, then you have to go. And then I jokingly told him, and Prabhupada said that you have to pay for my fare. So then I had the opportunity to again travel with Srila Prabhupada to Bombay. And when Prabhupada arrived in Bombay, the car actually took him to his old apartment. In there, quite a few old buildings were there. In one of the buildings, Prabhupada had his apartment. But Prabhupada refused to get down. He asked, what happened? I want to go to the new building, his new apartment. So he was told that that was not complete. Prabhupada said, complete or not, I am just going to stay there. And then Prabhupada just went, and that place was literally like a workplace. The doors were not complete. Some rooms, toilets were not, but the bathrooms, the toilets were not fixed. But Prabhupada just went and he decided to stay there. Tamal Krishna Maharaj was so intelligent. Tamal Krishna Maharaj spoke with Giriraj Maharaj. Giriraj Maharaj was president of the Bombay temple at that time. He was a brahmachari at that time. So he told him that let's take Srila Prabhupada to the city, because the Cross Maidan is right in the heart of the city. Traveling from Juhu to the city is not going to be practical. So it is better that Prabhupada stayed in the city. So some people were phoned, the Giriraj Maharaj phoned some important people there. One of them was Bhogilal Patel. He's a very wealthy person. He literally had a palace there. But Bhogilal was not in the city. So finally, one arrangement was made in the house, in the apartment of one person, Kartikeya Mahadeviya. It's a beautiful apartment in one of the most exclusive buildings in Bombay, right on the beach. And so he moved out of his apartment and made the whole apartment like a 5-bedroom apartment. He made it available for Srila Prabhupada. And with his 2 daughters and a son, and he and his wife moved to another apartment where his relatives were staying. So Prabhupada stayed there for a few days. And then after the program, by the time his apartment in Juhu temple was completed, so Prabhupada moved in there. And Prabhupada was staying there. He didn't go down to give classes or anything. Most of the time he was there, but he was translating. Like Prabhupada was so particular. In Mayapur, he couldn't translate that regularly. But here Prabhupada really started his translation. He would practically wake up at about 11 o'clock at night. He would go to bed around 8:30, get up at 11 and you'd start translating. And he would translate throughout the night. And then, as I mentioned, the Kartikeya Mahadeviya, Sriman Narayan and Ramakrishna Bajaj suggested that he went to Rishikesh. So those days, Prabhupada was one of our god sisters, Palika Mataji, was cooking for Srila Prabhupada. So she used to cook and I used to serve Srila Prabhupada, take the plate, serve. Then one day Palika became sick and another god sister of ours was asked to cook for Srila Prabhupada. So when I served, I could see that Prabhupada was not able to eat. So I asked Prabhupada, the cooking was not right today. Prabhupada said, no, she doesn't know how to cook. Then I just blurted out, Srila Prabhupada, should I cook for you tomorrow? Prabhupada said, yes, you can try. So the next morning, Prabhupada actually showed me what to cook. That was the first thing Prabhupada actually taught me how to cook. It's a preparation called Bhakti Charu. Like, there was parval and potatoes. He showed me how to cut the parval, not scrape the skin, but just with the back of the knife, you rub it and take out the outer part and then cut them in dices, 3 pieces out of one parval. Potatoes also are cut in the same size. He asked me to put it in a pot, a flat bottom pot. And he asked me to bring turmeric, chili, red chili, and we were carrying mustard oil for Srila Prabhupada's body massage from Bengal, from Mayapur. Actually, you get very good mustard oil in Bengal. So here, and Prabhupada asked me to bring that can of mustard oil. And So he asked me to put a lot of turmeric. Then he asked me to break those red chilies, dry red chilies, break them and put quite a lot of chili also. And then he asked me to pour the oil. So Prabhupada was having massage at that time. So I kept on pouring the oil. Prabhupada didn't say anything. I thought maybe Prabhupada didn't notice it, how much I put. So I stopped. I tilted the can back and stopped pouring. Prabhupada shouted, "Why did you stop pouring?" Keep pouring. So poured it. Jai Shri Shri Radha Nilamadhava ki Jai. Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. And then he told me to put salt and put water that would cover just up to the surface of the vegetables. Put it on the flame, and then the water will dry out and a white steam will be coming out and making a sound like chat, 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 chat. And then I should take it out of the fire and let it sit for a while, and then I would scrape it from the bottom. Actually what happened, like a lot of turmeric settled at the bottom and a lot of oil kind of made it kind of fry, like, and made a crust, and the crust was kind of frying. So when you scraped it, those crusts were actually mixed with the vegetable. Anyway, so I cooked that and a couple of other things I cooked. Then after Prabhupada took the prasad, I used to take the water for Prabhupada to wash his mouth. And then I would clean the table, take the pots. And Prabhupada would keep sitting there for some time. And then Upendra Prabhu used to come and take Prabhupada to his bed for him to lie down for a while. So I was washing the pots. Upendra came running. He said, "Hey, what did you cook?" Prabhupada asked me to taste it. So I gave it to him. At about 3 o'clock, Tamal Krishna Maharaj used to go to Prabhupada and read out the letters that came. And he used to take the dictations to reply those letters. So after that, Tamal Krishna Maharaj also came and told me, "Prabhupada really liked your cooking." And he was really appreciated what you cooked. I naturally felt quite elated. Then the next day I blew it. I cooked, I served. Prabhupada took just one bite and he said, "You don't have any standard. One day you cook nicely, I appreciate, and next day you're gone." Anyway, Prabhupada ate at least what I cooked. Then the day after, I cooked very, very carefully, very, very attentively, so that this time I can't afford to make any mistake. And so when I saw that Srila Prabhupada was eating, I got some confidence and I asked Prabhupada, "Prabhupada, was the cooking all right today?" Prabhupada said, "Yes, today it was all right." Then I said, "Prabhupada, I was so afraid and I was in so much anxiety today when I was cooking." Prabhupada said, "That's good. When you are serving your spiritual master, you should be afraid and you should be in anxiety. So this is how I got another service, to cook for Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada used to tell me what to cook, and I used to just follow what Prabhupada used to say, how he wanted me to cook that. So that's how I had the good fortune again of learning how to cook from Srila Prabhupada, although sometimes he used to come to the kitchen, but not generally. He used to just tell me what to cook and I used to serve that. Then we went to Rishikesh. In Rishikesh also another interesting thing happened about cooking. Prabhupada's stomach was not very good. So Prabhupada asked me to cook that preparation, Bhakti Charu. By the time, Tamal Krishna Maharaj convinced Prabhupada not to take it with mustard oil, but with ghee. So you're cooking, and Prabhupada was okay, taking it with a lot of ghee. And so it was with so much ghee, so much oil, so much chili. So I thought that I wouldn't put so much chili in that. So when I served, Srila Prabhupada was very upset. He said, I personally taught you how to cook and you forgot. And Prabhupada was so upset that whenever I went near him, he would just say, I personally taught you how to cook and you forgot. Then when Prabhupada's voice became a little mild, after 2 days, then I said, Prabhupada, I didn't actually forget, but because your stomach was not really in proper order, I decided not to put so much chili. Then Prabhupada said, then why didn't you tell me? And then he told me that when you put a lot of ghee, there has to be a lot of chili, because they counteract each other's effect. A lesson to learn, a lot of ghee, a lot of chili. And so Prabhupada stayed in Rishikesh for a few days, but then as I mentioned, Prabhupada decided to go to Vrindavan. And we were serving. Prabhupada changed his mind. Prabhupada's health condition started to improve. And so one day, Prabhupada decided to give me sannyas. And when the devotees got to know that, some of the senior devotees, GBCs and sannyasis, felt that I was too new in the movement to get sannyas so quickly. Like about 2.5 months ago, Prabhupada gave me first and second initiation, and now I was going to get first sannyas. So they tried to convince me not to take sannyas so quickly. So they called me. I was already cooking for Srila Prabhupada. So then, anyway, they were speaking to me. So I got so exasperated. I just told, look, it's not I who am deciding. Prabhupada is deciding. So if you have to speak about it, then speak to Srila Prabhupada. So I was cooking. Then Tamal Krishna Maharaj and Bhavananda Prabhu came to me, and Tamal Krishna Maharaj announced that Prabhupada decided to give me sannyas the day after tomorrow. So this is how very mercifully Prabhupada gave me sannyas. And Prabhupada, as I was telling the other day, Prabhupada's health condition improved and Prabhupada wanted to leave for the West. And when the consideration came whether Prabhupada should go out or not, then Prabhupada's response actually was that a warrior doesn't die on a bed. He dies in the battlefield. And so I could see, like, Prabhupada, his mood was that as long as he was there, he is going to serve. We saw that even a few days before Prabhupada left the planet, he didn't have any strength to turn to his side himself. We had to help him. Sometimes he would be kind of feeling uneasy, lying on his back. So he would want to turn, and then we had to very carefully help him to turn to his side. But still Prabhupada was translating. Pradyumna Prabhu, Prabhupada's Sanskrit editor, used to read the verse, and Prabhupada used to suggest how to translate. And one of us used to hold the microphone of the dictaphone in front of Prabhupada's mouth, and Prabhupada used to speak. That was just a few days before he left his body. He was translating. Although he didn't have any strength to get up or even turn to his side, he was translating. And Prabhupada wanted to go to the West. And here also, when Prabhupada was all dressed up to leave, he was sitting on his chair, and I was sitting at his feet. So Prabhupada asked, "Aren't you coming?" So I said, "No, Srila Prabhupada, I didn't have my passport with me." Prabhupada said, "Okay, then you come and join me in Hawaii." Prabhupada's plan was to go to Hawaii, London, New York, Gitanagari, Los Angeles, and then Hawaii. But Prabhupada's health condition deteriorated. He came back from London. In London he had a small operation also. But this time Prabhupada's health condition deteriorated so much that Banamali Kaviraj was called. He started to give the medicine. But he told me that my medicine is not working, so it's no use giving this medicine now. And I used to always feel very guilty that Banamali Kaviraj told me not to let Prabhupada go, but I didn't insist on that. I didn't insist on that, thinking that, well, Prabhupada decided to go, so. But maybe things would have been different if I told the GBCs. There were quite a few GBCs present at the time. So if I told them that this is what Banamali Kaviraj was suggesting, then probably things would have been different. Prabhupada's health condition would have improved. And probably Prabhupada would have been with us for some more years. Anyway, now we have to see that Srila Prabhupada is with us. Prabhupada, one day, although Srila Prabhupada's health condition was not very good, but still I used to cook for Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada used to sit there, come and sit, but he couldn't eat anything. So one day he told me that, why are you cooking for me? You have so much to do. Why you're wasting your time cooking for me? So I told Prabhupada, I cook with the hope that someday you'll feel better and you would have the appetite. Prabhupada said, I will feel better only when I die. When Prabhupada said that, I broke down. And then Prabhupada, in a very soft and soothing voice, he told me, is this what you learned from me? Didn't you learn that we all are eternal? We are always going to be there. Although we may have changed, although we may change our bodies, but we'll always be there. And often I think that statement of Srila Prabhupada, that he'll always be there. Although he has gone out of our sight, we are not able to see him anymore, but he is seeing us. And he is with us, provided we feel his presence in our hearts. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much for watching. The quiz link is there in the chat box. All the devotees can just start solving quiz. There's one announcement, like all of you know that we are celebrating 125th anniversary of birth anniversary of Srila Prabhupada. So we are having this quiz competition based on the Abhay Charan, which is one of the legendary work by His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj on the life of Srila Prabhupada. So the link is there in the chat box. You can join the group and you can participate in this Abhay Charan quiz. I will share the link again. And quiz link also I'm sharing again. You can start solving the quiz, today's quiz. Okay, meanwhile, we will read today's quote by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj. Okay, Guru Maharaj is saying, in the spiritual domain, there is no room for free will. Devotees are only concerned with Krishna's will. Devotees simply act as puppets in the hands of Krishna. That is a spiritual domain. Question answer, Orlando, 12th August 2008. Jai His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So devotees can quickly solve the quiz. And don't forget to join the WhatsApp group I have posted. If you want to participate in Bengali, there is a link. If you want to participate in Hindi, there is a link. And for English, there is a link at the top. So all of you can join and you can participate and help others to participate. You can watch Abhay Charan and participate in the quiz. Okay, 29 participants. You can see, then we will refresh again. So top is Ishwari Radhika Mata, 100% accuracy, 7,220 scores. Then Survi Mata, 100%, 6,740. And then 75% Akshar Brahma Prabhu with 5,480 score. Arpita Mata, 75% accuracy, 5,380 score. Then Radhikeshwar Das, okay, 63% accuracy, 4,380 score. Krishna Kirtan Prabhu, 50% accuracy, 3,700. Yambika Mata, 50% accuracy, 3,660. Sarmila Radhika Mata, 50% accuracy with 3,400 score. Okay, we can refresh again, just one, and we can read the final scores by devotees. How many participation till now? Oh, 32 participants. So same, Sir Ishwari Radhika Mata at top, and then Survi Mata second, and Arpita Mata is same, Akshar Brahma Prabhu is same. Oh, Arpita Mata, I think she gave again. Then Mohananand Prabhu has come with 75% accuracy, 5,130 score. Radhikeshwar Prabhu was there, and then Indu Vadani Radha Mata, 50% accuracy, 3,710. Krishna Kirtan Prabhu was there, Yambika Mata was there. Avilash Prabhu, I think, 50% accuracy, 3,650. And Sharmila Mata was there. Murari Charan Prabhu, 50% accuracy, 3,400 score. Brijo Juneja Prabhu was there. Madhur Nitai Prabhu, 50%, 3,240. Okay, so there are many devotees. So all the devotees are kindly requested. They can solve the quiz in the noon time. The link and the quiz link and the video link will be posted in the WhatsApp group. You all can watch and participate. Thank you very much for joining. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Anant Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.